Okay, so I'm replacing the rear the rear inner tube in my electric bike. So I'm going to show you how to do it. First, you need to have a wrench and to unscrew both screws in the side of the wheel. Okay, as you can see over here, I have something that I need to. It's a shield for the gears, which I need to also open using an Allen key to open it. And once it's done, I'm opening the rubber sealer, and again, and once this is done, I can actually unscrew and open on these sides also. I'm using what you call a Swedish wrench, I think. When you can open it, if you have the particular one, the one which is exactly the same size as the nut, then go for it. It's better. So once it's open, it was done off camera. You can see there are cables over here, and there's also some spacers, and there's a really fine line that you put the wheel inside. There's a kind of like a track that you put the wheels inside, which helps the wheel stop and also accelerate. So when returning the wheel, you have to make sure that you align the wheel to this exact track. Another thing that I need to do is to open this. This is the engine, okay, the electricity that goes to the engine. So I need to open this. I'm going to do this again off camera. There you go. Make sure that when you put the wheel back, you put it in the correct. You rehook it in the correct way. I have a disc brake over here, but if you don't have a disc brake, you need to, like over here, you need to loosen the brakes. If you have V brakes, which is called V brakes, this is how you do it. But I have disc brakes, so that's what I do. So with disc brakes, you don't have to do anything. They just snap out, and you make sure that you align them. When you put them back, you make sure that you align them correctly, and that's it. So basically, after opening the screws, I am forcing the wheel out, and this is sometimes it takes a bit of force. You need to wiggle it and wiggle it, but eventually it goes out. And once you go out, you try to take the chain away from the brackets, and that's it. So once the wheel is out, next thing is to open the tire and release the tire, and then take the inner tube out. I'm using tire extractors, okay, bicycle tire extractors, and as you can see, I'm just going all the way. You don't need to do it on both sides. It's enough to do it just on one side. No need to take the entire tire out, just one side of it. Once it's done, I'm taking the inner tube out. As you can see, this one actually has a anti puncture goo inside, but it didn't work this time. The next thing you do is you need to check if there's any holes or any leftover piece of glass or a thorn or whatever on the tire. Now, as I said, you don't have to take the tire out. You can do it the way it was, but for me, this time I'm actually replacing the tire. I have a better tire, so I'm replacing it and putting something else. I'm cleaning the rim and inserting the new tire, okay, which is better than the one I replaced. And I don't know, I mean, you need to put your hand, I didn't show it in the video, but you need to put your hand and just rub it and feel it all over the tire, inside the tire, to make sure that there's no thorns, no nails, nothing that is going to puncture the inner tube. Okay, make the hole again. Once it's done, just put it. Better to do it with your fingers and not use the tire extractor. It's safer, even if it takes a little bit more force. If you can do it by hand, it's better to do it by hand. Sometimes to put it inside, you can put a little bit of water and soap to help it go into the rim. But it was pretty easy this time, so that's it. Everything is all set. You just need to inflate the tire. Obviously the last part is the difficult one. Make sure that on both sides, on every side, you just kind of move it around and see that the tire is all set evenly in the entire rim. Inflating the tire with air. I'm using a small pump. The best one is, you know, the larger ones. And as I said, putting the chain correctly on the brackets, and now I'm making sure that the rail and is aligned exactly the way it's supposed to be. There's a small, I don't know how to call it, maybe a notch on the sides, so you need to make sure that you put it correctly. Okay, making sure that it is inside the disc, that it's okay, and putting everything in place. And no need to use force now, but after I'm making sure that everything is okay, then I'm gonna give it some pounding, make sure that it's sits inside the where it's supposed to sit. Now I'm just closing the screws at the side with my hands, and then I'm gonna tighten them with a Swedish wrench. Again, giving it a little bit of a bump. This thing sometimes takes time, and you need to make sure that you put it correctly. Use some force if needed. And as you can see, this is the hole, the rail that I told you that needs to be fitted in. If you don't do it, the wheel is just not gonna go in. So once the bolts are tightened, the only thing I need to do is to put the water cover and the rubber, and also rehook the engine to the battery cables. Again, I'm going to do it off camera, and then I need to just put this shield, the gear shield back where it was, and that's it. So thank you for watching the video, hope it was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.